and gentlemen, I'm IWN, and this is your Smackdown Rampage October 22nd, 2022 review. I'm going to be going over your WWE and AEW Saturday afternoon news after both reviews. So if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You can add me on Snapchat as well. The links to all my accounts are in the description below. I'm going to try to go as quick as I can here because tonight I'm going to be live with my NXT Halloween Havoc watch along. My NXT Halloween Havoc watch along is scheduled to go live at 6 o'clock p.m. The stream will start at 6:30 p.m. Yes, the stream will start at 6:30 p.m., meaning there will be a whole bunch of good royalty music playing to try to get the stream prepared. There'll be some royalty music playing before the stream starts. That's how I normally do it. I don't put my camera up there until it's time for me to start the stream. Until it's time for me to start pulling up my intro and my cam and stuff. So, thank you to everybody who has joined here in the live chat. Thank you to everybody who joined the live chat here for the review. We're going to go ahead and get started. Not going to waste anybody's time here. Certainly not going to waste my own time here. Because I'm already hyped and ready for NXT Halloween Havoc tonight. By the way, I'm going to be watching NXT Halloween Havoc on my TV screen. I'm not going to be watching it on my laptop. You guys will still get to hear the commentator. You still get to hear the commentators commentate for NXT Halloween Havoc. Booker T as commentator, I think that was the worst decision that WWE's ever made. Why would you have Booker T as commentator for NXT? That makes NXT look even worse with him on commentary. But anyways, Michael Cole welcomed viewers to SmackDown and was joined on commentary by Wade Barrett. The Brawling break their entrance for Sheamus match against Solo Sikoa. Bray Wyatt imagery flashed on the screen. Made his entrance along with the Usos and Sami Zayn. So we got Sheamus with Rich Holland at ringside and Butch at ringside versus Solo Sikoa with Jimmy, Jay, and Sami Zayn. Sheamus the clothesline. He threw an early clothesline to Solo Sikoa and then sold shoulder pain. Let me off. I don't know what it was. He set up for a 10 beats with Sikoa on the apron, but Sikoa avoided and wrenched the back of the ropes. Sheamus stayed down and sat with his back against the rope, against the ring steps. Sikoa hit him with a hip attack, heading into a commercial break. Sheamus hit White Nose for a near fall and then continued to sell his shoulder. Folks, don't let my looks fucking fool you. You may think I'm having a good weekend, but in reality, nationality, I'm not. My cousin just had his balloon release thing for his dad. His dad is my cousin too. So my thoughts and prayers go out to my cousin and his entire Chambers family. And also, everybody send me your thoughts and prayers because I'm going through a lot. Because I've lost a lot of people on both sides of my family. I'm still dealing with it. I still ain't got over the shit. I'm never going to get over it. I'm never going to get over it until somebody makes my day better. Until somebody makes my weeks and my days better. That's why I wish I had a girlfriend. If I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't be feeling like this. I really wouldn't be. No shit. I would be feeling happy as a bird. I'd be happy. I wouldn't be mad anymore. You know, I need some motivation from a female sometimes. I really do, man. Like, seriously. I need a female to make my day better, man. For real. I really do. And I'm not even lying. That's just me being honest. That's just coming from me. I'm tired of trying to make my own days better when clearly my days are never better. You know? And I still don't feel like the Brennan that I used to be. I'm not. I've completely changed, man. I haven't felt the same since my dog's death, my brother's death, or not my brother's death, but my dog's death, my mom's brother's death. That's what I'm trying to say. My dad's death, and ever since my grandma and uncle's deaths, I have not been the same. Ever since all these deaths in my family. It ain't been good. I can honestly say that not only 2022 has been the worst year of my life, but 2021 has been one of the worst years of my life too. Both years, for that matter, have been the worst years of my life. I'm ready for 2022 to go bye-bye. Fuck 2022. I'm ready for it to go bye-bye. It has messed me and my life completely up. I'm out here smoking cigars. I can't even stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through a lot of shit. And it carries on in the family. There's a lot of people that still do it in my family. They smoke cigarettes. There's a lot of people in my family that smoke cigarettes. There's a lot of people in my family that smoke weed. It carries on in the family. People say, no, it don't. Actually, in nationality, it does. People are just dumb. They don't be knowing what they're talking about. Some of them anyway. Not all of them. In my mind, my vision. If somebody is going through something, you need to talk to them. You need to fucking talk to them if they are actually going through something. Like, legitimately. I'm going through a lot, and yet nobody has yet to message me on Facebook. Nobody from Instagram has yet to message me, and nobody from Snapchat has yet to message me. I don't understand. Does anybody even care about what all I've been through throughout 2021 and 2022? Well, my answer, unfortunately, is no. They only care about themselves. That's what I figured. Just like everybody at my job, they only care about themselves. They don't care about nobody else but themselves. Just like everybody I went to school with, they only care about nobody but themselves. Just like everybody on social media, they don't care about nobody but themselves. Nobody cares. I don't understand why. And that's the problem with this world. There's not enough caring in this world. People are not caring about other people. They're caring about themselves instead. I told my cousin on Facebook just a while ago, don't trust nobody but yourself. Because I don't even trust anybody anymore. For the simple fact that people have stopped caring about me. And people have just stopped talking to me, man. Some of these females out here calling me a fucking creep, saying I'm weird, and I'm not a ladies' man and shit. Give me a fucking break, man. Get out of here with that shit. Fuck out of here with that. Ain't even trying to hear it. They're doing nothing but pissing. They're doing nothing but angering me and angering me more. All these negative comments is doing nothing but making me more angry. It's ridiculous. Can't catch a fucking break with some white guys on Facebook talking shit. Spewing negativity towards me, man. I don't know why nobody from my job won't even talk to me about all this stuff. I tried to text my friend. She didn't respond back. She didn't even check the message. Then I tried to fucking text some of my friends on Facebook. They didn't respond. I didn't get no response from them. You know, it's almost like nobody cares. I understand people got jobs, but do you care about your own friend and his own family and what he's dealing with, what he's going through? And don't say I don't care about my cousin and what he's going through. I care about what my cousin is going through. My cousin is going through the same thing I'm going through. He's probably out here smoking too. And he ain't telling me. I'm talking about my cousin that just had his balloon release. He probably out here smoking. He ain't even telling me. People are out here smoking for a reason because they're stressed, they're aggravated, and they're going through a lot, like I am. I'm not the only one that's had a lot of deaths in my family. There are other people out here that has deaths in their families too. And there are other people out here that won't even talk to them, won't even care to talk to them because they care about themselves. It's ridiculous. I mean, people need to start talking to people. Make their days better. Make their weekends better. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys like me needs a female to make his day better. A lot of guys like me need a female to make my day better, legitimately. Like, seriously. There's one female that's trying to make my day better, but I don't think she's doing enough. I really don't. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Guys, I don't even want to show my face at this point. That's why I got my fucking hoodie on. I don't even want to show my whole face, dude. Like, I just haven't been myself lately, man. I've turned into someone else. I've been like this years ago, man. I was like this years ago. I was like this before. I was like this before I started getting into fights with my parents and some of the people I went to school with, you know. Never thought I would be feeling the same way I felt when I was in middle and high school. Vulnerable, stressed, aggravated, and just don't want to live life anymore. You got to be careful who you hang around with too, man, and who you talk to. Because you can't trust everybody around you, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you the ups and downs real quick. Like, really. They'll get a gun out and just fucking start shooting you randomly for no reason. It's crazy, man. People are that crazy out here. People don't care about human nature. People don't care about human society. That's just like that fucking Walmart shooting. They claimed there was an active shooter, but the active shooter was never there. He never shot the gun. No, he never shot the gun. He was there, but he never shot the gun. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. To think that these officers are getting everybody out of Walmart for nothing just because they claimed that an active shooter was there and he was getting ready to shoot. He didn't even shoot the gun. He just had the gun in his hand, giving somebody a warning. You know what I'm saying? Man, people are doing the most stupidest shit I've ever seen, man. I don't mean to say this word, but some people are just fucking retarded, man. Some people are just absolutely retarded. Like, legitimately. Being autistic is not retarded. I'll tell you that right now. I ain't retarded. I may act like a dangerous person. I may act like a weird person. I may act like a scary person. I may act like a good person. I may act like a bad person. But I'm damn sure not a criminal. I'm not a criminal. And I don't have no criminal record. So you can kind of check me off the list. You can check me off the fucking list. I don't give a fuck who thinks I'm a criminal. I'm not a criminal. I can tell you that to your face in person. Legitimately. And there is a female that I do like, that I do have a hint on. It's almost like she just doesn't pay no attention to me, man. It's like I like her, but it's like I'm kind of nervous about telling her that, because if I tell her, then her cousin's gonna get mad, then her whole family's gonna get to find out, and they're gonna get mad. They're gonna start looking at my face. They're gonna be like, "Oh, he's you know what?" No. Don't put race to it. Don't start putting racist shit to it. No. We don't want to hear that racist shit. None of that. I ain't trying to hear that. I'm not with the race shit. I'm not with the politics. And I'm going to stop voting. Last year, let me tell you right now, last year is the last year that I'm ever going to vote. I am not voting anymore. I am no longer voting. Due to my change of behavior, I am no longer voting. Fuck the goddamn politics. I don't want any part of it at all. I don't want any part of it. I'm going to be like JD and not even vote. I'm going to be just like JD from New York and not even fucking vote. Fuck the damn politics. Excuse my language, YouTube. I'm sorry, but I'm not voting anymore. I don't care if I'm a United States citizen or not. I don't give a fuck. Quite frankly, I'm not voting no more. It's that simple. It's that freaking simple, man. People are going to label me as this guy who just doesn't care about America. I really don't care about America. I'd rather be in Colombia than be here in this stinking country. Like, for real. It's full of evil and negative people in this country, man. I don't like this place. I don't like Salisbury. I don't like living in Salisbury. And you better believe I plan on leaving KFC next year. Oh, I am indefinitely leaving KFC next year. I'm not working there. I'm not going to be there for long. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Leaving my job next year. Then when I leave my job, I can get back to fucking watching Monday Night Raw and NXT again. And I'll be so much happier. I'll be, not so much happier, but I'll be a little happier. Put it that way. I'll be a little happier leaving KFC, but I won't be that happy. I'm telling you right now. I'm never going to be happy until I have a girlfriend, man. I'll tell you that right now. I'm never going to be happy until I have a girlfriend. Never. Never. I may be happy in the inside, hiding it, but I'm not happy on the outside. I'm telling you that right now. I am angry on the inside and the outside. Ever since my father's death, I was not the same. I started smoking after his death, man. I didn't want my father to see me do that while he was alive. He would have been upset. I didn't want him to see me do that. My parents ain't saying nothing about me smoking. They let me do it. They ain't saying nothing about it. They don't condone me in doing it, but I do it. I do it because of my stress I do it because of my stress. Put it that way. I do it because of my stress, and I like doing it. It reduces stress. But it also gets you high, too. Anything you smoke gets you high. Even cigars get you high. I was high from smoking cigars yesterday because I smoked too many. You know, you guys ever get to a point where you just don't care about life anymore? Yeah, I'm getting to a point where I'm just not caring less about life anymore. And I'm getting closer and closer to caring less about my job that I work at. My KFC job, I'm getting to a point where I'm caring less and less about it. And it's gonna get me fired. I hope it does get me fired because I'm about ready to leave that job for real. Like, it's stressful. Like, these jobs out here are stressful. I can see why people are leaving. It ain't because they're not team players. It's because these jobs are stressful. These positions are stressful, man. Don't be a manager. I'm telling you right now. It's a lot to do. It takes a lot to be a manager. Don't even try to go that route. I was going to tell one of my friends that used to work at my job, don't even let them train you to be a manager. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. You got to do everything to be a manager. You got to do everything to be a manager there at KFC. You got to cook. You got to be a packer, cashier. You got to be a dishwasher. You got to be prep cook. You got to be a front cashier. There's a lot of things you have to be in order to be a manager, man. There's a lot of things you got to know how to do in order to be a manager. No, that's not for me. I don't want to say KFC is not for me, but I'm just not feeling it like I used to. I'm just not feeling the job like it used to be, man. You know? These deaths in my family is taking effect on me and how I feel about these jobs, man, and how I feel about KFC and how I feel about these employees and how I feel about everybody on social media. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, how I feel about my parents. Like, I just don't know how much I'm going through right now, dude. Like, it's very, very serious what I'm going through. People will say, oh, it's not that serious. You'll get over it. Really? You really think I'm going to get over deaths in my family? Come on, man. Something's wrong with your head. Something is mentally wrong with you if you think I'm going to get over all of my family's deaths. Come on. You kidding me? I love to care about my dad. I love to care about my grandma. I love to care about my uncle, even though he drinks too much and even though he gets an attitude. Yes, he be having them mood swings. I care about my cousin's father. Both the father and his son are both my cousins. I care about each and every single person in my family. If I didn't care, I would tell them straight up to their face. Now, would I? Yeah, man, I'm just not, I feel like a totally different Brendan, man. I don't feel like the good Brendan that I used to be anymore, man. These deaths have completely changed me. Like, I'm not even joking. It's so bad, I don't even want to, I done started showing up for work late. That's how bad it is. It's so bad, I done been coming to work a little bit late. There's been times where I've been coming to work late, man, because of my streams. You know, because I'm a YouTube content creator, and I go live for my watch-alongs and reviews. I stream my watch-alongs and reviews, and I upload videos. I'm not just an employee, I'm a YouTube content creator as well. And I really want to consider leaving KFC next year. I mean, ain't nobody there going to miss me, I don't think. I really don't think nobody there is going to miss me, besides my general manager. I don't think everybody else is going to care. I honestly don't think. I don't even think the owner of KFC is going to care that I leave. I think the general manager's the only one that's going to care that I leave, to be honest. Maybe one of the shift managers, I don't know. Maybe. Because, you know, my behavior is actually changing. And I can tell you right now, some people at that job, I don't think they are liking my behavior, man. I don't think they're liking the way I come into work, man. Heck, I don't even like the way I come into work, but I come into work like that because I be having my mood swings. And plus, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through a lot. My cousins and everybody else in my family is going through a lot, like I am. I feel like I'm going through the worst right now, to be honest. Even after my dad's death, I even felt like pressure was put on me. And I felt like that, legitimately felt like that, man. Till this day, I still kind of feel like that. But anyways, I just want to let you guys know how my week and how my day is going. I just want to let you guys know that I'm still going through it, man. I'm still dealing with it. It's never going to change. I'm never going to get over it. I'm never going to get over all these deaths in my family. It's never going to change, man. Never. How do I keep moving on? I don't know. I'll find a way. I'll find some kind of way. I'll find some kind of way to move on, man. You know, your family, if it's your family's death, you can't move on from something like that. I'm sorry. I'm just, you just can't. Really. But anyways, guys, excuse me. Anyways, Sheamus threw an early clothesline and then sold shoulder pain. He set up for 10 beats with Sikoa on the apron, but Sikoa avoided it and wrenched the bad shoulder over the ropes. Sheamus stayed down and sat with his back against the ring steps. So then, Sikoa hits him with a hip attack, heading into a commercial break. Sheamus hit white noise for a near fall, then continued to sell his shoulder injury, so to speak. Sheamus went up top and was cut off by Sikoa, who wrenched the bad arm twice and then climbed to the middle rope and performed a Samoan drop, which led to a near fall. Cole pointed out that the Samoan drop sent Sheamus crashing onto his bad left shoulder, man. That's all Sikoa was targeting, is his left shoulder. Left shoulder. That's all he's been targeting. That's all he targeted on Smackdown last night. I've been hearing about this shoulder. I've been hearing about that shoulder. That's all we've been hearing is the word shoulder on Smackdown. At the end of the show. Michael Cole was saying it so many times that I about want to pick up my remote, change the channel, dude. Got tired of him repeatedly talking about Sheamus' shoulder again. We get it. We get it, Cole. Relax. Sheamus came back and hit the 10 beats and then some. Sheamus pointed to the crowd and went for a bro kick. Sikoa ducked it and hit Sheamus with a drop kick. Sheamus came right back with a knee to the head and had Sikoa pinned. So, so once he had him pinned, once he actually had him pinned, guys, Zayn distracted the referee after that. Yeah, he did. Don't even ask why. Probably because that's what heels do. That's a heel's job. I mean, that is the explanation as to why Sami Zayn distracted the referee. So, but anyways, when Zayn distracted the referee, this is what we got. When Zayn distracted the referee, Holland and Butch went after Zayn, but were quickly taken out by the Usos, who dumped the broadcast table on top of them. And let's get some likes buttons, because here lately people have been lacking with hitting the like buttons on my stream and longs and reviews. People have started slacking on hitting the like button on my watch longs and reviews, and I don't understand why. I don't understand what's going on with that. So please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. And if you're enjoying the review so far, please let me know. All right, continuing on. So Sheamus dove from the top rope and performed a double clothesline on the Usos. Sheamus to the ring apron and grabbed his foot to distract him, allowing Sikoa to kick Sheamus when he climbed through the ropes. Sikoa performed a Uranagi slam and scored the pin. I feel like I'm getting sick. I feel like I'm coming with something. After the match, Jey Uso he actually tossed Sheamus to ringside. Sikoa, the Usos, and Zayn worked over Sheamus. Jimmy wrapped a chair around the bad arm of Sheamus, and then Jey hit it with another chair until Zayn got him to stop. The Bloodline members stood tall. Yes, Solo Sikoa got the biggest win of his career over Sheamus. All thanks to Jey and Sami Zayn. I know about Jimmy Uso, but all thanks to Jey and Sami Zayn. I was going to say Sami Uso. Oh man. Excuse me for that, guys. I don't know where I'm getting this from. Something's making me cough in here. I don't know what it is. Anyways, so Sikoa legitimately got the biggest win of his career thanks to Jey and Sami Zayn. And if you look at the thumbnail, it says it right on the thumbnail too. So, but I'm not even looking at the thumbnail. The webcam is on and it's pointed at me. I'm not even looking at the thumbnail, and I'm actually saying it without looking at it. So I knew what I was going to say going into my Smackdown Rampage review. So now, right that the Bloodline members stood tall over Sheamus here. This was an entertaining match. Very, very, very high anticipated, amazing match. I enjoyed this match. I really did. But I was ready for Rampage to come on, to be honest. I wasn't trying to say SmackDown sucked, but I got impatient. I was ready for Rampage to come on. Because I didn't see what I wanted to see on SmackDown. It was a very good match. And I really like the way Sikoa is being thrust right into the main mix. Now, the post-match looked like an injury angle. Here's hoping that's not the case, because Sheamus is on a tear, and this would be a terrible time for him to be sidelined. Now, a sponsored video package recapped Rey Mysterio's near retirement, followed by his four-way match win to earn a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. There was a footage that aired in the day of Rey Mysterio backstage. So Ludwig, Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci for him. Kaiser said Rey facing Gunther will be the end of Rey Mysterio, who then challenged either one of them to a match. Kaiser said he would make sure to punish the disrespect. Yes, folks, that is what he actually said. He literally said that not too long. He literally said that last night. 24 hours removed from last night's Smackdown. Now, Bray Wyatt was shown. Yes, folks. Bray Wyatt. He's the leader of the Wyatt Six faction. He was shown walking in an undisclosed part of the building. His new entrance theme played while he spoke. He apologized for not getting to finish what he was saying last week. He recalled saying revenge is a confession of pain, and he said he still believes that. He confessed that he's had problems and always has. He said anger to places he doesn't want to be. He said he gets chances most people won't get. Wyatt said he was happy and content being left alone, but he also confessed he's happy that he wasn't. Wyatt said he's thankful because now he can see. He said he knows who you are, what you're trying to do. It won't work. He confessed that he will do horrible things and will never feel sorry for them. He said he's just a servant who goes where the circles take him. Solo Sikoa sat on the couch inside the Bloodline's office while the Usos and Zayn stood and celebrated his win. Jay and Zayn did their handshake. Zayn told Sikoa that he's been a genius. He's been awesome for the Bloodline, and he sent a message to the entire locker room that nobody messes with them. Zayn actually thought they were finished for the night. Jay said the night was just getting started. Jay said they would take care of Logan Paul once he showed up. Zayn told Jay that Roman Reigns told him not to engage Logan. Zayn said going after Logan wouldn't be very oozy. Jay teased agreeing, but then said he's a hothead and they'd see what happens. All right. So then after that, we got Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville. First of all, I just want to say this was some good, strong promo segments here. The Wyatt promo was intriguing. I like the slow burn and the mysterious nature of the character. Meanwhile, the Jay and Sammy dynamic continues to be a blast. Roman Reigns and Zayn in charge of Jay Uso. So Zayn could be on the hook if Jay blows off Roman's orders. If he does. Now, both entrances were televised. Cole said this was the first scene between the two. Morgan's lipstick smeared. It looked cringe as hell. It really did. I ain't gonna lie to you. She had wild eye makeup and she smiled a lot. Morgan performed an early backstabber. Morgan went for a backslap. Deville escaped and then blasted her with a knee to the head and covered her for a 2 count. A short time later, Deville kicked Morgan off the apron. Morgan sat at ringside and smiled. Morgan went for a move from the ropes. Then Deville caught her with another knee and covered her for 2 count. Deville threw strikes and then ran the ropes from another knee strike. Morgan smiled and told her to bring it, which slowed her down momentarily. Morgan laughed as Deville slapped her several times. Morgan stood up and told Deville to hit her. Morgan hit her a few times. Morgan snapped. Deville headed to ringside. Morgan followed and slammed Deville's head off the barricade. Broadcast table. I keep thinking it's barricade. Every time smack their head, I keep thinking they're smacking their heads off the barricade, but no, it's not off the barricade. It's off the broadcast table. And then ran her into the ring side barricade. Morgan slapped Deville's head on the ring steps repeatedly until both women were counted out. So Morgan pretty much fought Sonya Deville to a double countout in 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Why they put this match? Why did they end it in a double countout? I don't know. Don't ask me. After the match, Morgan smiled and then pulled chairs out from underneath the ring and tossed them inside the ring. The crowd chanted for tables. Morgan grabbed 3 more chairs. After tossing Deville back inside the ring, Morgan suplemented Deville onto the chairs. Cole pointed out that Morgan also landed on a chair. Deville laughed while holding her back. I don't understand the Morgan character. I really don't. Now, I don't really know if she's going to keep adding makeup or not. But she'll be in a full clown mode by the middle of next month, I'm pretty sure. Now, a video package. What the heck is this? A brief video package aired on the Megastar LA Knight. Cole hyped Braun Strowman and Omos meeting face-to-face after the break. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know why they're still continuing this Braun Strowman and Omos feud. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what that was on my screen that popped up. That was weird. And it made a loud noise, too. I tried to block it as much as I can so y'all wouldn't hear it. The Viking Raiders Vagnet aired and included a shot of Sarah Logan. Braun Strowman made his entrance. Strowman was well received by the crowd. I'm going to get this over with because I really don't give a shit about this Omos and Strowman feud. One of the worst feuds on SmackDown and Raw. Nobody cares. Get them off of TV. Nobody wants them on television. They are not good athletes at all. Get them off. Get them out. Just get them out. Get them off of TV. Seriously. Strowman said he heard MVP running his mouth on Raw and told him to bring out Omos so that Omos could look into the eyes of a real monster. Yeah, just like I was looking into the eyes of picking up a remote and changing that goddamn channel last night. Because Braun Strowman and Omos were on my television. And they are all MP his entrance and spoke while he walked to the ring. He said Strowman has always been through the biggest person in the room until last week. MVP entered the ring and took issue with Strowman, dubbing himself the monster of all monsters. MVP advised Strowman to stay away from Omos or risk being exposed. Strowman said he didn't need MVP's advice. He said that Omos wants to prove that he's normal, then he should try him at Crown Jewel. MVP accepted the challenge. Strowman said they could talk all night about what they would do to one another, but everyone knows he's better at action than he is at talking. Strowman teased going after MVP, who pointed out that he never said Omos wasn't there. Omos made his entrance dressed in a suit and entered the ring. Strowman approached Omos, and the top of his head came up to the chin of Omos. It was hour 2 of SmackDown, and Braun Strowman jawed at Omos, who then pushed Strowman through the ropes and out of the ring. Strowman stood up and laughed while MVP had Omos leave the ring. Omos and Strowman barked at one another from a distance. I don't like this storyline at all. I think this feud is absolutely terrible. It was absolutely terrible when it started. It's already a terrible start when it started. And it's getting worse and worse and worse heading into Crown Jewel. I hope they get this match over with. And I hope once this match ends, I hope this will be the end of the Braun Strowman and Omos short feud in WWE. I don't want to see this feud continue ever again on television. This shit sucks. This feud sucks. It really does. I'm not going to lie to you. SmackDown was decent this week, but the only uninteresting thing on the show is Braun Strowman, and it's the feud of Braun Strowman and Omos. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Get it off of TV, please, Paul Levesque. I beg you to get this feud off of TV. Nobody is going to invest their time in watching some god-awful, stupid giant versus giant one-on-one singles action at Crown Jewel. Come on. You fucking serious with this shit? Get it off of television. Nobody cares. Seriously. It's better if we got Braun Strowman versus Lance Archer. Lance Archer is not being used right on AEW television. He needs to get the fuck out of there. Lance Archer needs to get out of there while he's there right now. Lance Archer needs to request for his release and say, hey, I'm requesting for my release because I'm not getting used enough on TV. I'm not getting booked in the right feuds. I'm not freaking getting my push that I should be. And get the heck out of there. Lance Archer needs to be brought to WWE. I want to see Lance Archer versus Braun Strowman. I'd rather see Lance Archer versus Braun Strowman than Braun Strowman versus Omos. Braun Strowman versus Omos is going to be one of the worst, or it may actually be the only worst match on the Crown Jewel card, if you ask me. Now, Logan Paul, he did great as a celebrity with The Miz, but I don't know how good he's going to do in his match against Roman Reigns until we find out next month. We'll find out, hopefully. But I hope this Omos and Braun Strowman feud ends effective immediately after Crown Jewel. This shit sucks. Nobody wants to see this on TV. Nobody's investing their time in watching this. I guarantee you 100% of the audience picked up their remote and changed the fucking channel after they saw Braun Strowman and Omos appear on their fucking TV screen. And I can tell you right now, I was one of them. I was one of them. That shit is awful, man. This feud is god awful. I'm telling you. I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you from watching the show. I'm telling you from a creative standpoint. This is one of the worst creative decisions that Paul Levesque and creatives ever come up with. To have Braun Strowman and Omos feuding on SmackDown and Raw. Come on. Come on, man. That's another L that Triple H has took in WWE. Booking this feud on TV. A feud that nobody is interested in. A feud that nobody is interested in seeing, man. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to talk about it anymore. This shit sucks, man. I'm done. Cole recap last week's show opening car accident angle involving Karrion Kross, Drew McIntyre. This freaking car accident angle is better than Braun Strowman versus Omos. I'd rather see shit like that than see that match that they're gonna have at Crown Jewel. I'm not gonna say their names again because I've already said their names. I said I was gonna be working on. Remember on my watch-alongs and reviews, I said I was going to be working on not repeating myself sometimes. You know, from time to time. People say that's how you lose audience, and I kind of believe them. I don't believe them as much, but I kind of believe them. Not that much. So, Caleb Braxton interviewed Drew McIntyre on the backstage ring set and asked if there had been any repercussions over the car accident. McIntyre said he was called to WWE headquarters and told there will be consequences if they start throwing fists. McIntyre said everyone agreed that it needed to end. So he will face Karrion Kross in a steel cage match at WWE Crown Jewel. So Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a steel cage match official for Crown Jewel. It even says that on my thumbnail. If you guys look, if you guys actually exit out the stream and go to the stream, and you'll see it at the bottom. It says that, along with Solo Sikoa getting the biggest win of his career over Sheamus. Now, the strap match started the feud between Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre. Now they're going to a cage match. Now, my question is, and I'm sure you guys have questioned this too. My question is, are they working their way down to a regular singles match? That's what I want to know. My question to you guys is, are they legitimately working their way down to a regular singles match? Let me know. Yes or no? I would like to know, because I am confused with this feud right now that's going on between Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre. Now, an SUV was shown pulling into the backstage area. It was Logan Paul. Logan Paul emerged from the vehicle entrances for the WWE Women's Tag Team title match that took place. We got Cody outside with Bayley at ringside versus Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi Blackheart for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. We got the Sage. We got the Rage. I like that shit, man. I like that theme song by Damage Control. I like it. I like it, man. We got the Sage. We got the Rage. Hey, hey. Now, let me stop. Dakota Kai tagged out without Shotzi seeing it. I may be acting like I'm in a good mood, but I'm not. I may be acting like I'm enjoying my weekend, but I'm not. Kai got Shotzi to chase her, and then Sky hit her with a springboard missile dropkick. Rodriguez checked in and hit back to back fall-away slams. Rodriguez went to the ropes and was cut off by Sky. Dakota Kai tried to slip under Rodriguez, but Shotzi took her out. Sky ended up leaping from the ropes into a DDT on Rodriguez for a near fall. Sky went to the other corner and went for her moonsault finisher, but Rodriguez moved. Sky landed on her feet, but Rodriguez got up and clotheslined her. Shotzi tagged in and covered Sky. Meanwhile, Rodriguez Gonzalez hoisted up Sky, who slipped out and landed on Shotzi to break up the pin, followed up with a moonsault for the win. So, you know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The women's tag team titles need to be burned. The women's tag team titles need to get thrown in the trash can. The NXT women's tag team titles need to go too. The NXT has no NXT women's tag team division. The NXT women's tag team division on NXT and on Smackdown and Raw are non-existent. There are no women's. There is no such thing as a WWE or AEW women's tag team division. Come on, give me a break. Are you serious? The only team they have over on NXT is the team of Katana, Chance, and Hayden Carter. And Talk to the Trash. That's it. That's it. Legitimately, that's it, man. There are no tag teams on Raw or SmackDown. I'm sorry. None. None. There are none whatsoever. There should never be a women's tag teams. There should be no women's tag teams on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT at all. Get rid of both the NXT and WWE women's tag team titles. We don't need them on television. Let the women's division be back to the singles women's division. Keep the women's division a singles women's division. Don't fucking turn around and start adding a women's tag team division to the singles women's division. Come on. We don't need that. Come on. Don't mess up the butter, man. You're doing good with it. Don't mess with it. You're doing good with the division. Don't ruin the divisions, man. Don't. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The women's tag team division continues to feel flat. It continues to be a complete disaster. Kai are not really a tag team. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, they're not really a tag team in my honest opinion either. But nonetheless, Kai and Sky feel like an actual team. Sorta. Not that much. Sorta. I think the only legit tag team is Toxic Attraction, really. Just because they have a faction, just because they have the team name, and yeah. Now, worst challengers and even the former champions feel like, you know, it felt like singles wrestlers forming makeshift teams. We don't need no fucking makeshift teams, man. We don't need no tag teams in the women's division. No. Keep the division where it should be. The SmackDown Women's division needs to change. The SmackDown Women's division is awful, man. The Raw Women's division looks better. Division, to be honest. SmackDown Women's division is terrible, man. They need to do something. They need to change it or something. SmackDown Women's division sort of sucks. It ain't really that bad, but it kind of sucks. I'm gonna be honest with you. WWE doesn't need Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey, Lacey Evans, or Goldberg. WWE doesn't even need John Cena. Well, they're gonna need The Rock as Roman Reigns' last opponent. That's the only person they're gonna need right now is The Rock. The only time they need The Rock is when Roman Reigns has no other opponents, and The Rock should be his last opponent for WrestleMania 39. Then Cody Rhodes needs to be booked in a WWE Championship match so he can beat Roman Reigns, so he can be the one to beat Roman Reigns and become the new WWE Champion. Then you can have Kevin Owens, babyface Kevin Owens, or babyface Gunther to beat Roman Reigns to become the new Universal Champion. We haven't seen Roman Reigns go head-to-head with Gunther yet. I think they would do good with Gunther's babyface character. That's if they give him one. That's if they turn him face. So, backstage, Braxton interviewed SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey. Braxton asked if Drowsy would issue an open challenge, adding that fans were expecting it based on her previous title reign. Drowsy said she issues open challenges to prove she's the best, not to entertain the WWE universe. Drowsy said no. She said she owes the fans nothing. I mean, that's what you're gonna expect from a Drowsy heel like Ronda Rousey. That's what you're gonna expect, man. I mean, she never comes up with anything new. She always says the same old stuff when she cuts backstage promos. She said she gave them everything she had and got nothing but hate for it. Rousey said the fans don't want the best to win. What? She said the fans don't want the best to win. So you mean so in other words, I guess the fans don't want the best heel to win. Good. How about they do us all a favor and get Ronda Rousey off of TV? Because they don't need her at all. They want their favorites to win. Braxton asked if there would be an open challenge. Rousey said there would be next week when she feels like it, but she wanted to get the hell out of Ohio. Yeah, sure you wanted to. Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing, Ronda Rousey. Sure thing, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's doing great in her run as a heel. But again, I'm going to repeat myself again. WWE does not need Ronda Rousey. They don't need Ronda Rousey. They don't. I already explained why this week, why they don't need Ronda Rousey. I'm not going to explain it again. I'm just going to leave it right there. They don't need Ronda Rousey. It's that simple. Just like they don't need Brock Lesnar. Just like they don't need Lacey Evans. Just like they don't need Goldberg or John Cena. They don't even need Edge. And yet they're using Edge on television. They got all this young talent like Santos Escobar, Carmelo Hayes, Cameron Grimes, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano to focus on and build. I don't know why you got all these Hall of Famers being used on TV, man. You don't need them. No, don't get me wrong. You do need guys like Rey Mysterio and Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt to elevate talent, but I'm talking about Hall of Famers that are not being used on TV that WWE doesn't really need. Hall of Famers that are not even wrestling anymore, that are retired. They don't need them. But that's changing now that Triple H is in charge. Triple H is not going to bring in Hall of Famers that are retired and not wrestling. No, Triple H doesn't do that. That's a Vince McMahon thing. Vince McMahon does that shit, not Triple H. That's a Richard thing. That's both a Vince McMahon and a Bruce Richard thing. Mainly a Vince McMahon thing. And then you want to talk about the Hall of Faming divas. That's a Julian thing. Legitimately, man. Anyways. The broadcast team hyped Logan Paul appearing before being interrupted by a Bray Wyatt video. A voice said, "You should never lie to the ones you love." There was another QR code shown. Bray Wyatt teasing his Wyatt 6 faction again. Teasing who's behind that new mask. A National Tight Ends Day featured George Kittle and The Miz, Cole, and Barrett hyped the NFL coverage on Fox. Who cares? Santos Escobar sat on a couch and had a drink handed to him. He spoke about growing the Legado del Fantasma family business into an empire. He spoke about prospering mergers and acquisitions and said the latest acquisition, Zelina Vega, is beautiful, ruthless, and powerful. Vegas said she's been successful with inverting. She's done. Well, she's been, put it this way, she's been successful with everything she's done. Put it that way. She said they have no peers because they are head and shoulders above everyone else. They stood up from the couch and the camera pulled back to Joaquin Wow and Cruz del Toro. He was Raul Mendoza at one point, but he's not Raul Mendoza anymore. Now, so they were both standing with them. Escobar said their legacy on SmackDown begins by destroying Hit Row. Yep, I said it. Hit Row. Hit Row. Yep. Backstage, Hit Row members Top Dollar, Ashanti Adonis, and B-Fab were shown watching on a backstage monitor. They were upset about what Escobar said. B-Fab said they played the numbers game when they attacked him. She said she had an idea and they headed away together. Makes me wonder what idea B-Fab has for next week's episode of SmackDown. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Rey Mysterio. We got Rey Mysterio versus Ludwig Kaiser. So Rey Mysterio performed an early step-up enziguri. Kaiser caught Mysterio with a shot as he leapt from the ropes. Rey came back and sent Kaiser to the floor. Rey went for a baseball slide dive. Kaiser moved and Rey rolled through. The Kaiser dropped him with an uppercut. Kaiser caught Rey on the ropes Ray headbutted him away and hit a senton. Moments later, Ray kicked Kaiser and then performed a springboard moonsault for a 2 count. Ray then hit 10 punches and then did the Eddie Guerrero shimmy and pointing to the sky. So apparently Rey Mysterio was paying homage to Eddie Guerrero again for the 1,000th time in a row. Dawson, 2024, how you doing? You got to listen to this review, man, because it's about to get more and more interesting. Because I got your WWE and AEW Saturday afternoon news that we're going to go over before I end the stream and get myself prepared for NXT Halloween Havoc. We'll be live with the NXT Halloween Havoc watch along. Not immediately, but after your Smackdown Rampage review here. Now, Kaiser came back for a moment. He did. He came back for a moment. But Ray caught him on the ropes, headbutted him several times, and then performed a Hurricane Rana. Ray sent Kaiser to the floor. Ray dove from the apron, but Kaiser moved and Ray crashed into the barricade. Gunther approached. Ray picked up a chair and tossed it toward Gunther, who swatted it down. Ray laid down and acted injured. The referee ejected Gunther and Vinci from ringside. Ray returned to the apron and dropped Kaiser with a kick. He lies, he cheats, he steals. I mean, he's got that. He got that from Eddie Guerrero. I mean, come on. Ray went for a top rope splash, but Kaiser put his knees up and hooked Ray into a pin for a 2 count. A loud 619 chant broke out. Right on clue. Ray performed a Hurricane Rana that put Kaiser against the ropes right out of the blue. Right from the word go. Ray hit a 619 and then dropped a demi on Kaiser before pinning him for the 1-2-3. Now, this was a nice crowd pacing, pleasing match that continued Rey Mysterio's new momentum on SmackDown heading into his Intercontinental match with Gunther. By the way, the Raw ads have focused only on the previously advertised Bianca Belair versus Bayley match. In other words, nothing new has been announced for Monday Night Raw for next Monday's episode of Monday Night Raw. Logan Paul was shown walking backstage. He stopped in front of the Bloodline locker room. He stopped in Bloodline's locker room. Paul smiled while looking at the Bloodline sign and then started walking again. Oh my. Great to see Paul walking again. Whatever happened to Paul Heyman anyway? That's my question. Cole hyped next week's SmackDown on FS1. I'm going to be live for next week's SmackDown, which will be episode 43, I believe. Because I believe AEW Rampage is episode 44, I believe, for next week. If I'm right. I might be right. I might not be. I don't know. I don't know, man. Let me hold on. Let me find out. Matter of fact, let me check right now. Let me check right now, man. Check with one of my watch-alongs to see. Oh, come on, thing. Stop going so slow. Never mind. Never mind, guys. Forget about it. I'll be able to find out next week what episode SmackDown is on. I gotta go to my info. If I see it, I will let you guys know while I'm live with my NXT Halloween Havoc watch along. So Logan Paul was shown walking backstage. He stopped in front of the Bloodline's locker room. Paul smiled while looking at the Bloodline sign and then started walking again. Cole hyped next week's show on FS1 featuring a Ronda Rousey Open Challenge hit row and a mystery partner. I think that mystery partner is going to be Carmelo Hayes. I think Carmelo Hayes is rumored to lose the North American Championship match. He could be. I don't know. He could be. It better not be the mystery partner better not be no New Day member. You guys think the mystery partner is going to be Big E? I don't think so. The mystery partner should be Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes should lose to SmackDown, or should lose to he should lose on NXT Halloween Havoc. He should lose the NXT North American Vacant Ladder Championship match so he can get called up to the main roster and be the mystery partner for Hit Row. Then Carmelo Hayes can solidify himself as the leader of Hit Row. He can cut that on SmackDown. He can have his own SmackDown, his first SmackDown segment, and be like, I am the new leader of Hit Row. Carmelo Hayes fits perfectly in that role as the leader of Hit Row. It makes sense. He's an OG himself, man. Given that Hit Row wears the golden necklaces and Carmelo Hayes wearing golden necklaces too. You know, he has that Isaiah Swerve Scott in-ring style. He has the attire like Isaiah Swerve Scott. He's got the skills, the moves like Isaiah Swerve Scott, and he's got the speed like Isaiah Swerve Scott. So I know that the mystery partner is going to more than likely be Carmelo Hayes. It's got to be. There's no way it's going to be Cameron Grimes. No way it's going to be Big E. No way it's going to be the New Day members. No way. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I just don't see it happening. I can definitely see the mystery partner be Carmelo Hayes. Hit Row and Carmelo Hayes versus Legado del Fantasma. If it doesn't end up being Carmelo Hayes, I would be absolutely shocked. I don't think it should be Brodus Creed. I really don't think it should be him. Even though there are rumors saying that he could be the leader of Hit Row. No way. No way. No way. No way. I'm not believing that. Like I said, Carmelo Hayes is going to be the leader of Hit Row. He is going to lose the NXT North American Vacant Championship match because I think Triple H, Shawn Michaels plans on having somebody else win the NXT North American Championship. And it could very well be either Von Wagner or Romenza or even a Nathan Fraser. It could be Nathan Fraser. For all I know. It's going to be one of the three. I don't think Carmelo Hayes is winning that ladder match. I think he loses and gets called up and becomes the mystery partner with Hit Row against Legado del Fantasma. I think Carmelo Hayes is getting a main roster call up. He's going to go to SmackDown. I think that's where he's going. There's no way they're calling up Braun Breaker and Nikki Lyons yet. There was news on them possibly being called up, but not right now. They're not being called up yet. I think the last person that's going to be called up this year in the main roster is going to be Carmelo Hayes. There's no way Cameron Grimes is appearing on SmackDown. And I would be shocked if he did. But anyways, Carmelo Hayes is going to be the mystery partner. That's my prediction on who the mystery partner is going to be teaming up with Hit Row against Legado del Fantasma. Now, so, not only we got Ronda Rousey Open Challenge, Hit Row, and a mystery partner versus Legado del Fantasma, we also got the return of Roman Reigns and Rich Holland and Butch versus Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. So, you know what? I think we're getting, instead of Sami Zayn and Jey Uso versus Rich Holland and Butch for Crown Jewel, I think we are getting Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa versus Butch and Rich Holland for Crown Jewel. What if I tell you this match is never going to happen? What if I tell you this match is going to end in either a double count, fuck finish, or disqualification? But it would make sense for them to team Sami Zayn up with Jey Uso. We could see Jey Uso turn on Sami Zayn. But I could see Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa versus Rich Holland and Butch happening. That'd be a good tag team match, in my own opinion. So those are the matches, and that's the card for SmackDown on FS1 for next week. I'll be live for that. Shockingly, I will. Even though I don't have FS1 on DirecTV. But I can watch it on Bench Report's website because I have the link to my provider. I have the link to my TV provider. So I can watch it on the laptop. Now, the broadcast team recapped the opening match and the attack on Sheamus. Cole said Sheamus was at a nearby medical facility when with a non-displaced fracture near his elbow. Now, you want to talk about something, man. That is a loaded lineup for a Halloween weekend show on FS1. I assume it's because they will be taping the Crown Jewel Go Home show the same night, since they will be traveling the following week. Now, Logan Paul made his entrance once in the ring. He said it was good to be back in Ohio. He told the diehards that he knows they doubt him, but he's been doubted his whole life, and look where I am now. He said Logan said he didn't need Paul Heyman talking for him. Two guys who are really the same guy protecting him, or a guy who calls himself Solo and yet is never alone. He said he defiantly doesn't need friends who look like Sami Zayn. Logan said he knows he's the underdog in his match with Roman Reigns. He said he should be, he should be. And then he goes on to say, he said, no one expects some kid from social media to beat the GOAT. He asked what happens if he does. The crowd started making noise while Logan continued to speak. Jey Uso attacked Logan from behind. Jey tossed Logan in the corner and then super kicked him. Jey held up one finger and then hit Logan with a hip attack in the corner. Sami Zayn came out and told Jey off the mic to get out the ring. Zayn told Jey that it wasn't coming from him. It was coming from the tribal chief. Jey teased listening and then went for another hip attack. But Paul moved out of the way. Paul dropped Jey with a punch. Cole said it was one lucky shot. Zayn sold it by standing on the apron with his jaw dropped. Logan left the ring and put his hat on while heading toward the stage. Now, Logan Paul got a better reaction than usual in his home state. They're really playing up the possibility of him landing one lucky punch and beating Roman Reigns. It would work so much better if people respected Logan as a boxer and not respect him as a professional wrestler, because let's be honest, he's not a WWE wrestler. He's a celebrity and a boxer. But everyone thinks of him as a celebrating boxer. So, my full thoughts on SmackDown. Honestly, SmackDown was great outside of that freaking Braun Strowman Omos feud. I didn't like it. SmackDown was great with a lot more setup for Crown Jewel. We got a great promo from McIntyre setting up that rematch Karrion Kross. Now, these steel cage matches aren't that exciting anymore. They're really not. Now, unless they add that, there's no winning by escape or something like that, it would be great because there's basically no reason for basically door interference spots. And no reason for Scarlett to try and keep McIntyre from leaving with her fireballs and mace. It'll just be a brutal fight between Kross and McIntyre inside a cage, as we want to see. But either way, this should be McIntyre's win, so that he can move on towards a title opportunity, maybe. We got a really good promo. Well, no. It wasn't written. When it comes to Braun Strowman, his promos are never good. We got a terrible promo from Braun Strowman. Terrible promo from Braun Strowman. Omos and MVP. That match at Crown Jewel is going to be awful. It's going to be a complete disaster, and that's all I got to say about that. Well, we got a good Vagnet for LA Knight. Another good Vagnet for the Viking Raiders, and good promos from Legato and Hit Row. No idea who Hit Row. I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking, man. See, you guys thought I didn't know. See, I'm just joking. I just told you guys who the mystery partner is going to be, man. Oh, snap, man. Now, I have an idea who Hit Row is recruiting for this 6-man tag. It's going to be Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is more than likely going to lose. You know, for American Championship vacant match. I hope he does lose when he can get called up. It's time for his called up. Carmelo Hayes should have been got called up already. He's ready. He's a former North American champion. He doesn't need to win the North American Championship again. He's ready, man. He's ready. And he should be the mystery partner for Hit Row, man. This will solidify Carmelo Hayes as the leader of Hit Row. As the new leader of Hit Row, man. Carmelo Hayes, I love this. I can't wait to see what Carmelo Hayes will be able to do as a babyface. Teaming up with Hit Row against Legado del Fantasma on the main roster. You know he's going to get called up, man. And if he doesn't be added as the mystery partner for Hit Row, I'd be shocked. I'll be shocked, man. But I know it's going to happen. But if it doesn't, I'll be very, very shocked. Very, very shocked, man. So, Hit Row is recruiting Carmelo Hayes, no doubt about it, for the 6-man tag. But it'll surely be a great surprise. If Carmelo Hayes wins the North American Championship ladder match, if he loses, well, he's leaving NXT and he's going to get called up in the main roster. He's going to be mystery partner for Hit Row. We'll find out whether Carmelo Hayes wins the North American Championship vacant ladder match or not. I think the right decision is to have him lose and have him get called up and be the leader of Hit Row. Have him be the mystery partner for Hit Row, man. But it surely be a great surprise and great match. I love to see Carmelo Hayes and Santos Escobar in the ring going at it. That would be absolutely awesome. A luchador going against a high flyer. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Take my freaking money, dude. I also do appreciate that Legado somewhat kayfibes the reason for replacing Elektra Lopez with Zelina Vega with how they're expanding and getting more brand recognition with the Queen of the Ring on their side. We got a good match out of Liv Morgan and Sonya Deville, with Liv Morgan being rather crazy and interesting direction for her character. I ain't gonna lie, her face paint, her character, and her clown gimmick looks fucking cringe. It looks cringe, but it looks great. She looks pretty. She's a beautiful woman. But that character looks cringe, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks kind of cringe, man. Holy shit. She looks like Alexa Bliss's Lily Dog character. She looks like Alexa Bliss's character, where Alexa Bliss had that cringe face paint on her face. Oh, man. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Like, legitimately. It looked freaking hilarious on her. It made her look like an idiot out there, man. But we know Liv Morgan is not no idiot. Come on, man. Come on. Her character made her look like an idiot, though. Made her look like a geek. Like a female geek, man. But Liv Morgan using those chairs was certainly a good spot. I'll tell you that. Liv Morgan is great. I'll tell you, Liv Morgan is great. She's getting a lot better now. At first, I didn't really like her character that much, but I think now we can honestly say that Liv Morgan is getting better. She's doing great. I think Liv Morgan would probably be better as a heel than a babyface at this point. Ronda Rousey is officially back to being a heel. I'm still going to call her Drowsy. Whether she's a heel or babyface or not, I'm still calling her Drowsy. She still is Drowsy with her promos. Now, I feel like she was already that with the interactions with Adam Pearce and Liv Morgan going into Extreme Rules. Anyway, that open challenge could go any which way. Any way possible. Maybe. Now, this is going to be more than likely Shayna Baszler's chance jumping into the title scene. Shayna and Ronda could give us a pay-per-view level match to really get some buzz, while SmackDown ends up on FS1 because of Money in the Banks, or because of MLB. Don't get me wrong, MLB does stand for Money in the Bank, but this, they're talking about, what they mean by MLB is Major League Baseball. Because of Major League Baseball's World Series. There's two meanings of MLB. Money in the Bank, or, never mind. But I think Shayna and Ronda, that's going to be a good match. That's the match we all want to see. That's a match I want to see too. Even though WWE doesn't need Ronda Rousey on television. Now, this match, like I said, will get some buzz while SmackDown ends up on FS1 because of MLB's World Series. Of course. Now, I don't see Ronda losing whatsoever, even though she should, even though Ronda Rousey needs to drop the title to Shayna Baszler, because we need a new SmackDown Women's Champion. We already seen Ronda Rousey and what she can do as SmackDown Women's Champion. We don't need to see her as SmackDown Women's Champion again. We really don't. Now, we did get a great tag team match. Of course, Bayley helps Damage Control retain. Shotzi and Raquel are a solid team, but they're more like a makeshift tag team. They're more like a paired-up tag team to me, which they are. They're not an actual tag team. Now, my answer as to who's going to take the titles off of Kai and Sky, at this point, it should be Sasha Banks and Naomi. Because they were the ones that dropped the titles off to Johnny Laurinaitis' office and immediately walked out because of their terrible creative. Their creative was so terrible that Sasha Banks and Naomi legitimately dropped the women's tag team titles on John Laurinaitis' desk in his office, and they left. That was one of the best, beautifulest things I've ever seen. The fans of Michael Cole were mad and jealous because they dropped the titles on John Laurinaitis' office. Like Michael Cole, WWE geeks in the community. It's not that fucking serious, man. They're going to come back. Relax. Oh, that's right. Michael Cole and the fans are not going to be glad to see them back because of what they did. They made the right because of their right decision. I always call Michael Cole a geek all the time, though, because he acts like one sometimes on commentary. At least Wayne Barron doesn't. At least Corey Graves doesn't act like one. But anyways, there hasn't been any word on that happening yet. As for Bayley, I feel like she's going to be Bianca Belair on Raw since it's a non-title. Then we see them have one-on-one match for the Raw Women's Championship, either at Crown Jewel or Survivor Series. I think it needs to happen at Crown Jewel. It needs to happen at Crown Jewel. It does. We need a women's match at Crown Jewel. And I think that should be the women's match for Crown Jewel, because Survivor Series, we need to have Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, Shotzi Blackheart versus Damage Control's Bayley, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, Sasha Banks, and Naomi. Or it could very well be Toxic Attraction teaming up with Damage Control. We'll see. And I think the men's side is going to be all the members of the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jimmy J. Uso, Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn versus either Drew McIntyre, Madcap Moss, Ricochet, Sheamus, Pete Dunne, or we could get Drew McIntyre, Madcap Moss, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, and somebody else, somebody new. What if I tell you we could get CM Punk? We could get CM Punk. What if I tell you WWE comes up with a 5-on-5 match and they add CM Punk to the teams of Madcap Moss, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Or CM Punk could be on the team of Drew McIntyre, Madcap Moss, Ricochet, and Sheamus. Or Pete Dunne. We'll see, man. We already know Bobby Lashley versus Gunther is going to happen. We know that. We know that, man. They need to book Bobby Lashley versus, well, you know what? Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Instead of Bobby Lashley versus Gunther, because Bobby Lashley's not the United States Championship anymore. He's not the United States Champion anymore. That, or they're going to book Seth Rollins versus Ali, and we could get Gunther versus maybe Madcap Moss, or maybe a returning Rick Boogs. Rick Boogs has been out for about, let's see, what, 6-7 months now? We could get Rick Boogs versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship for Survivor Series. I didn't even think of that. Rick Boogs is still out. Well, when is he coming back? I don't know. He should be coming back within about 2-3 months. Should be. He's been working out. He's been shown working out, getting himself ready for his return from injury. He should be returning sooner rather than later. And he may very well be one of the Wyatt Six members too, Rick Boogs. We don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how Rick Boogs is going to come back and who he's going to come back as. Now, there was a great promo from Bray Wyatt. I love that his theme song was playing the whole time. It fit the tone and the build of what he was getting to. Now, I can't be sure, but I feel like he was turning heel. I feel like he was turning heel, man. But he's finally not going to play nice. White Rabbit and this rumored Uncle Howdy got an interesting promo, too. Now, I am surprised and intrigued to see where this is going to go from here. But because it is Bray Wyatt, it is going to be a very interesting story. A very entertaining story, man, for that matter. A great match from Ray versus Ludwig to be in the main event. Ray gets a lot of momentum here. I feel like that only generates his losing. That only guarantees his losing in the title match. Putting that match on the go home is smart. It'll get the ratings and the buzz going into the weekend. Got a great match for Sheamus and Solo. Of course, the Bloodline helps its own win. Great use of the desk to trap Dunn and Rich, though. I like this tension between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. One of my favorite rivalries on SmackDown so far right now. Where Jey basically doesn't trust Sami is speaking for Roman. When Roman isn't around to confirm it, Logan Paul had a great promo. Good promo, man. Fantastic, brilliant promo. But of course, he can talk on the mic, and he's shown he can go. Jey talking, the shot here is pretty much already the continuance of him disobeying, but I'm pretty sure you guys know that Roman's going to get on his case too. Jey will surely hold it against Sami instead of taking responsibility and owning up. And that'll just add to the eventual fight between them. Now we move on to the AEW Rampage review, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to move on to the AEW Rampage review. Give me a second. Give me time to pull it up here. I just want to say, if you guys are new to the channel, man, if you enjoy my SmackDown review, man, hit the thumbs up. Please. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And add me on Snapchat and all that. Links are in the description below. Plus, I'm going to have a new week of wrestling content here on the IWN YouTube channel starting tomorrow. Because tomorrow night, I'm going to be live with your WWE AEW Sunday Night News. So, make sure you be in the live chat for that live stream. I'm going to have some great news as always. I tried to find the realest news on the internet. The realest WWE and AEW news on social media. Now, we're going to go ahead and start the Rampage review quickly because I actually got to get quickly because I got to get ready to go live with the NXT Halloween Havoc watch along. So, we're going to make this Rampage review faster than a cheetah can run. So, Rampage started off the stage. Jim Ross introduced the show and was joined on commentary by Tony Schiavone and Excalibur. They claimed that Billy Gunn made their entrance while their opponents were in the ring. Max Caster rapped as they walked. Anthony Bowens yelled that the Acclaimed has arrived. Mark Sterling cut them off and pointed to his scissoring trademark. He teased scissoring with Tony Nese, but the Acclaimed attacked their chat. Excalibur ran through the show's lineup. Siobhan asked that Penelope Ford was injured, so apparently she won't face Willow Nightingale. It isn't clear how Penelope Ford got injured. I'm going to have some news on that next week. But anyways, the referee ejected Gunn for tripping one of the challengers. They cut to a picture-in-picture break. Nese throws Bowens towards Wood, who pretty much hit him with a knee to the head. They followed up with a double move, and then Nese went for Leila was broken up by Caster. Nese took out Caster with a kick. Bowens tossed Nese over the top rope, and he landed on Caster. Nese returned to the ring with a sunset flip that Bowens rolled through. Bowens blasted Nese with a knee to the face. Bowens took out Woods and then tagged in Caster. Bowens slammed Nese to the mat. Caster hit the mic drop on Nese. After the match, he still had the trademark Billy Gunn return and tossed Sterling in the ring. The Acclaimed stomped Sterling's nuts. Gunn tore up the trademark paper and then joined Caster and Bowens in a scissor celebration. The thing was too rushed to mean anything, to be honest. And the Acclaimed remained one of the most overall acts in the company. Tony Schiavone conducted a sit-down interview with Jade Cargill and recalled her threatening to hijack the show. Schiavone said Cargill agreed to let one of her baddies replace the injured Penelope Ford in the match on Nightingale. Cargill told Schiavone to cut the shit. It wasn't consort, and said Leila Gray would face Nightingale. Cargill said she would get her belt back. Alex Marvis stood backstage with Eddie Kingston Ortiz, Ray Phoenix, Penta El Zoro, Vieto, and Alex. He held an intervention for Kingston. They all told him that he's been out of control. Pat showed up and asked Kingston how it worked out for him when he lost in his own backyard. Hook made his entrance. His opponent, Ari Daivari, was in the ring with a mic. Daivari offered Hook one last chance to sell him the FTW Championship belt. Hook slapped the cash out of Daivari's hand. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Let me go shut the door. I know that's what I'm on. I don't know why I didn't shut the door before I started the review. Hook knocked the Butler off the apron. Daivari threw a super kick that missed. Daivari performed a Uranagi slam for a 2 count. Hook dunked a Daivari move. Ended up applying his red finisher for the win. After the match, the Butler checked on Daivari. Hook put the Butler in his red round submission to hold, and then left both men laying. There was some rough moments in the match. They just keep adding people to the Trustbusters, even though it looks like they're not going to spend most of their time on the Dark Elevation shows on YouTube. Weird. Very, very odd. Man. Lexi Near, Inter Hardy, Stokely Holloway, and Ethan Page. Holloway said they sent Private Party to his wrestling academy so they could work on their fundamental, whatever. Holloway informed Matt that he had a match on AEW Dark Elevation. Hardy went into some rap that made Holloway and Page walk away. See you next Monday, Hardy said. That was even stranger. Willow Nightingale took offensive control. Gray left the ring. Nightingale chased her. Gray returned to the ring and distracted the referee while Hogan superkicked Nightingale, heading into a VIP break. Nightingale performed a near fall. Nightingale hoisted up Gray, who slipped away and performed a side Russian leg sweep. Gray followed up with a running knee in the corner. Willow caught Gray with a suplex. Hogan climbed into the apron. And then Nightingale jawed at her and then rolled up by Gray for a 2 count. Willow shoved Gray. He shoved Gray into Hogan. And then Nightingale threw a kick and then followed up with the Dr. Bomb and scored the pin. After the match, Tony Schiavone entered the ring and told the crowd that Nightingale is officially All Elite. A graphic listed her status on the big screen. Nightingale hugged Schiavone. TBS champion Jade Cargill made her entrance with a chair in hand. While the broadcast team noted that she didn't have her title belt because it was stolen by Nyla Rose. Nightingale and Schiavone left the ring. Cargill set up the chair and sat down on it. She gave him seconds to bring her belt back. Nyla Rose was shown a big screen in the driver's car, in the driver's side of the car. And the TBS title belt in her hand. Vicky Guerrero and Marina Shafir got in the car with her. Rose drove away while the broadcast team explained that Rose stole his car in the ring. Cargill said she meant what she said and wasn't leaving. Security came out. She immediately got up and started beating them up. Another rough match. Rose even said it might be bowing Shoe. It might be Shoe uglies. But he added that they were kicking the hell out of one another. Post-match angle felt rushed. Now, I'm sure you guys have no idea, and I also have no idea, whether they want viewers to side with Cargill or Rose, because they're both heels. Now, on the bright side, Nightingale does have a lot of charisma. And it's great that she signed to an AEW contract. The question is, are they going to push her? Are they going to use her on TV? Are they going to give her that major push that she thinks she deserves? Only time will tell, man. A video package recapped the angle lead to event becoming a triple threat for the AEW All-Atlantic Championship. Cassidy stood in front of Mark and welcome page. 10 and -1 were shown on the side, while Rush and Josh were shown in the other hand. screen. Nah, they were shown. They were shown on the other screen. He asked why Cassidy was getting involved in their business, putting his title on the line. Well, challengers briefly, Cassidy tried to steal Henry's line, but Henry stopped him, and it was time. It was time for the main event, pretty much. Ring announcer Dasha Gonzalez. No relation to Raquel Gonzalez. She handled the introductory main event. -1 came out with 10 and then headed back. Danhausen, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor came out with Cassidy, but only Danhausen ended up at ringside. We got Orange Cassidy with Danhausen at ringside versus Rush with Josh at ringside, and Preston Tim Vince for the AEW. Cassidy leaned against the ropes with his shades, while Rush and Tim fought. They stood, they stopped. He hit them both with light kicks. He backed up for the grand finale, light kick, and Rush dropped Tim with a forearm shot. Cassidy performed offensive moves on Rush while keeping his hands in his pocket. Cassidy dove into 10. Cassidy turned to the ring and hit with a Rush headbutt. Rush teased, hitting his finisher and stopped for a reason that only makes Rush. Rush struck his toes in the ring and then went after 10 on the floor. Schiavone took a moment to acknowledge the passion of Brian Moster, a product or a production worker. He's a production worker who died unexpectedly this week. Siobhan said the backstage position will now be known as the Congo position. Rushed both opponents for a stretch. Cassidy railed and went for a dive on both men, but they caught him and tried to slam him through a table that didn't move. The table was against the barricade. Rush whipped 10 into the table, and it broke during a picture-in-picture commercial break. 10 caught Cassidy with a kick. Cassidy came right back and hit 10 and had 10 pinned when Jones interfered. When Jones interfered, Danhausen entered the ring and teased, cursing Josh. Hit him the gut instead, pretty much. Whoosh. 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 Shoved Danhausen into Cassidy. Rush super kicked Cassidy and then suplexed him into the corner. Tim put Rush down with a couple of clotheslines and then slammed him to the mat before hitting him with a 10 and put him down with a suplex. 10 clothesline Cassidy and covered him, but Rush recovered and broke it up. 10 worked out Rush. Not Rush, Rush. The only Rush is Leo Rush. The only Rush is Rush. Rush reversed him and then twisted his mask. Rush turned and ate an orange punch. Cassidy went for a beach break, but ended up sitting down on 10 instead and got the 3 count. So after the match, 10 looked at Cassidy, then left the ring and approached Rush. -1 came out. 10 picked up -1 and carried him to back. Rush remained on the ramp and pointed at Cassidy while Excalibur hyped the matches for AEW Dynamite. Rose noted that next week's Rampage will also be live. Cassidy and Danhausen celebrated in the ring together. A memorial video aired for Brian Moster, the lead video engineer who died unexpectedly. The narrator said Moster was a dedicated father, fiance, and friend. The narrator closed by thanking Monster and saying that he will be missed. So we got a classy end to the show. And my thoughts and prayers go out to Monster's family and friends during these difficult times. The main event had its moments and closed with predictable finish of Cassidy pinning 10. Now, I don't think anybody in the community of the post-match spot where 10 approached Rush. But to be honest, I'm pretty sure everybody else is thinking what I'm thinking. And I think that the idea was that he was considering the idea of joining him. And then it got delayed because he had to take one to the back. Overall, this absolutely felt like a B show despite being live in the fun outdoor setting. That is all I am going to say to that one. Yep. That's all I'm going to say to that one, man. Guys, that is going to do it for your Smackdown and AEW Rampage review. Guess what time it is? You guys know what time it is, man. It's 5:30 p.m. It's 5:30 p.m. Not only is it 5:30 p.m., but it's also time for your WWE and AEW Saturday afternoon news. All right, guys. We are going to start with the news on, if I can get this button pushed. It's kind of hard to push this button on my phone. We're going to start with the news on WWE booking the steel cage match and more for Crown Jewel. We are going to start with the news on that, obviously. Now, it says here that WWE will be headlining. They will be heading to Saudi Arabia once again for their annual Crown Jewel Premium Live event. The company booked multiple matches for the October 5th, 2022 event during SmackDown. Drew McIntyre cut a backstage promo on SmackDown. The Scottish Warrior challenged Karrion Kross to a steel cage match at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. The match was made official during the show. Braun Strowman and Omos will finally get their hands on each other. At Crown Jewel, the Monster Among Men challenged the Nigerian Giant to a match, which is going to be almost the only worst match on the card. Omos arrived and took out Strowman. They'll meet in Saudi Arabia next month. Oh, great. I can't hardly wait. That's going to be a disaster. That's going to be a disaster from the word go. It's going to fail from the word go. Plus, the Brawling Brutes will take on the Bloodline in a huge six-man tag team match at Crown Jewel. That match was booked after Bloodline brutally assaulted and injured Sheamus during SmackDown tonight. I told you, man. I told you at some point we were going to get a Bloodline and Brawling Brutes match. But I thought we were going to get Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Sikoa versus Rich Holland and Pete Dunne. That confirms me to still be right. That just confirms that I am still right. And we were actually getting the match. Crown Jewel. Now, the card for Crown Jewel, we got Roman Reigns defending his undisputed Universal Championship against Logan Paul. We got Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar in one-on-one singles action. Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a steel cage match. Braun Strowman versus Omos in a one-on-one singles match. Brawling Brutes versus Bloodline. Six-man tag team match. And then we got the OC and Judgment Day in a six-man tag team match. That's the card for Crown Jewel so far. There might be a women's match added there. I think they should add Bayley versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. And have Bayley become the new Raw Women's Champion. It's time. I mean, come on. It's time for her to become... Actually, it's been time for her to become a Raw Women's Champion. Now, moving on to this next news. So, apparently there's some news on Joey Janela. You know, if any of you even care. But there's some news on Joey Janela. So, apparently he fused WWE in GCW partnership rumors with Smackdown tweet. So, WWE rarely goes out their way to collaborate with independent wrestling promotions. Word spread out earlier during the day that the world's biggest wrestling promotion is partnering with Game Changer Wrestling. Joey Janela is hyping up the rumors once again. GCW mainstay Joey Janela took to Twitter after SmackDown this week to post a tweet related to the show. The bad boy praised SmackDown as the #1 sports entertainment show on TV. Janela taunted SmackDown's increasing viewership as well. He says here, and I quote, "Great addition of the #1 sports entertainment show on weekly television, WWE SmackDown. I'm grateful for actual sports entertainment show on Friday nights when I'm usually home relaxing, and it seems the fans are too. Last week edition did 2.274 million viewers. Wow, awesome." End quote. Joey Janela has been promoting WWE on his Twitter handle for a while now. GCW star asks fans to plug into Raw. Janela also hinted at being Hit Row's tag team partner for their match against Legado del Fantasma when SmackDown returns to FS1 next week. I hope to God not. I hope to God not. Please tell me. Please tell me. Tell me that WWE is planning on bringing in Joey Janela. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It should not be Joey Janela. It should be Carmelo Hayes. For fuck's sake. Just want to throw that out there. You guys, let me know what you guys thought on this story. Let me know. Now, moving on to the next WWE Saturday afternoon news. This is your last, more than likely, yeah, this is your, no, this is not your last WWE Saturday afternoon news. I got like 3 more. And then we're going to go over your AEW Saturday afternoon news. I got some WWE Saturday afternoon news on the Intercontinental title match being announced for a taped SmackDown episode. So apparently, Gunther had an amazing run in NXT UK as he became the longest reigning champion and monitoring WWE by holding the NXT UK title for a record 870 days, which we already know. He dropped the title to Ilja Dragunov at NXT TakeOver 36. Gunther finally made his way to the United States as part of the NXT roster as well. Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser made their main roster debut on Friday Night SmackDown earlier this year. Rey Mysterio became the #1 contender for Gunther's title last week on SmackDown. WWE has now announced Rey Mysterio versus Gunther for the November the 4th SmackDown episode, which will be taped in advance and be the go-home show episode before WWE Crown Jewel. Last night SmackDown saw Rey Mysterio defeat Kaiser while Gunther and Giovanni Vinci watched from ringside until they were ejected. So we'll have to see how Rey Mysterio will fare in this match. What's y'all takes on this story? Let me know. Moving on to the news on CM Punk. So apparently CM Punk's WWE return is more likely with Triple H in control, says Ringside News. Says Ringside News, folks. Now, it says here that CM Punk parted ways with WWE after the Royal Rumble in 2014, after being frustrated with the company, which led to him walking out on it. Punk had made it clear on so many occasions that he never wanted to wrestle again. That all changed as he ended up debuting in AEW. Punk has been the subject of controversy ever since he cut a shot promo. Ever since he legitimately cut a shot promo on Adam Heyman page earlier this year. The brawl after AEW All Out certainly did him no favors. In fact, AEW is in talks of buying out CM Punk's contract, according to Fightful's paywall. Even JD gave out this news on his OTS Extra. Vince McMahon would have never brought back Punk, especially after Punk's consistent shots at WWE. However, with Triple H in charge of WWE, their sources believe that WWE would be open to doing business with Punk in the right situation, the right money, and the right creative. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome, dude. And then you bring back Braun Breaker. You bring back not Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Oh my God, you know the SmackDown and Monday Night Raw men's rosters are going to be stacked from the word go. So says here, and I quote, we spoke with WWE sources who wouldn't comment in an official capacity, but on background provided us with some insight. They said that they didn't think that Vince McMahon would have brought CM Punk in, especially after Brawlout, and noted that Fox had pushed for it to happen before AEW signed him. However, the line of thinking that was present to us under the Triple H is that the right solution, right money, and right creative can leave the door open for anything within reason. One said Triple H wants to be a success and make compelling programming more than a thing. CM Punk back in WWE is compelling programming, but I can't see it being a full-time deal like what he has in AEW. Because of exactly what happened in AEW. That's even if he has interest. That's if he has interest. If he gets a buyout, he may not need to work again. End quote. Triple H wants to create compelling programming and have Punk back is exactly that. Having Punk back is the example of what compelling programming would be. However, Punk may not return for a full-time deal. Should he actually go back to WWE? Guess we'll have to wait and see what will become of him. Do you guys expect CM Punk to return to WWE? Let me know in the live chats, man. Please, I really appreciate it. Now, moving on to the next news on Brock Lesnar. There's some news on him. So apparently he is advertised for an upcoming Monday Night Raw episode. Lesnar remains one of the most highly anticipated WWE superstars of all time. He has seen a ton of success, both inside and outside WWE. He is also set to appear on the Red brand again soon. Bobby Lashley was absolutely furious after Brock Lesnar returned and cost him the United States Championship match against Seth Rollins on Raw last week. Not Seth freaking Rollins, you freaking geeks online. This led to the two brawling on this week's show, where Lashley, I said Leslie. That'd be funny though. If they called him Leslie though. That'd be embarrassing. Lashley stood tall. WWE has announced that the Beast Incarnate will be appearing on a future episode of Monday Night Raw. It says here, and I quote, Brock Lesnar is being advertised for the October the 31st edition of Monday Night Raw in Dallas, Texas. End quote. We will have to wait and see how WWE will build Lesnar and Lashley's feud until their match at WWE Crown Jewel on November the 5th, 2022. What's y'all's take on Brock Lesnar's current WWE book? Not that WWE needs Brock Lesnar, but it's just a question. Now, moving on to your last WWE Saturday afternoon news. This one is on Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. Apparently, they will both be heading to next week's Friday Night Smackdown. Interesting story. Interesting news here. Austin Theory became one of the interesting young stars in WWE. He received his first break in NXT thanks to Johnny Gargano the way, and he quickly made his way to the main roster as Vince McMahon's protege. Now he is heading to next week's SmackDown tapings. PW Insider reports Gargano and Theory are being sent to next week's SmackDown tapings. This is likely for a dark match. This comes just a few days after WWE was criticized over Theory's questionable booking. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that. Oh wow. Oh wow, man. This here, and I quote, Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory are being sent to next week's SmackDown taping, likely for a dark match. End quote. Austin Theory improved dramatically under Vince McMahon's direction. He has a lot of success in the last few months. This is especially true now that he has become Mr. Money in the Bank. As for Gargano, he is still not at the top of his game. I mean, at least that's what the Geeks Online think, but I still think, I think he's at the top of his game. Johnny Gargano is one of JD's favorite wrestlers. Even JD himself will tell you that Johnny Gargano is at the top of his game. Both wrestlers have a long road ahead of them on the main roster, and fans have high hopes for them. We'll have to see how they're booked in the coming days. How do you guys want to see Theory and Gargano booked in the future? Let me know in the live chats, please. Much appreciated. Now, that's going to do it for your WWE Saturday afternoon news. Now we're going to go over your AEW Saturday afternoon news here. There's just news on Tony Khan and AEW signing Willow and Nightingale, and that's it, pretty much. And then, once I end the live stream, I'm going to go ahead and immediately get started with the thumbnail, with the background thumbnail for NXT Halloween Havoc. And then once I have that done, I'm going to upload that to my laptop and have it on there and get ready to go live for NXT Halloween Havoc. Now, there's some news on Tony Khan. Apparently, Tony Khan appears after AEW Rampage goes off the air. I just went over it with you guys, so you guys know what I'm about to go over. I just went over it with you guys earlier. Now, let me see if I can freaking find it first, because it's not on here. There it is. Okay. So, this week's episode of Rampage had some, well, I'm not going to say interesting flashes. I think the only best match on Rampage was the AEW All-Atlantic Championship match. The rest of the matches on the show were not interesting at all. They were absolutely boring. This week's episode of Smackdown was great. This week's episode of Rampage was boring. Only one match stole the show on Elevation, and that's Orange Cassidy defending his AEW All-Atlantic Championship versus Rush versus 10. Those were the only interesting. That's the only interesting match on Rampage. Everything was a bore fest. The company held the show in Jacksonville, Florida, where Willow Nightingale was introduced as All Elite. After the show went off the air, Orange Cassidy celebrated with Danhausen and best friends. PW Insider reports that Tony Khan came out and congratulated Cassidy and others for their performance on the show. His brother, Nolan Holbert, who was wearing a referee shirt, also came out with Tony Khan. Khan then introduced Wardlow. Wardlow stated that Daily's Place is special for him and for the company as well. The venue is like a home to them. He claimed to have a bit more enthusiasm in his bones and soul before expressing his gratitude to everyone. Khan then introduced John Moxley, and they talked about their memories together this week. AEW lost Brian Monster, an important member of the company. They then paid tribute to him by presenting an in memoriam image for Brian Monster on the screen to close everything out. In the end, it was a successful night in Daily's Place. We haven't heard of anything. Ringside News hasn't heard of anything backstage sequels yet. So I will keep checking back with my sources, Ringside News, for more. And if I do get more, I'll let you guys know. Now, the last AEW Saturday afternoon news is on the signing of Willow Nightingale. So apparently AEW signing Willow Nightingale was a big hit on the roster. Some people are absolutely doubting that. I mean, which I kind of don't blame them. Willow Nightingale is a rising star in AEW. She has been appearing on AEW television for the past few months and has earned a decent fan following through sheer hard work. As previously reported, AEW President Tony Khan recently announced that Willow Nightingale has officially signed with the company. Fans were more than glad to see the young star. According to Fightful's paywall, it was reported that the belief was that Nightingale signed a full-time contract with the company, but the details were not given. It says here, and I quote, AEW revealed officially that Willow Nightingale had signed a full-time contract with the company. She signed full-time with the company on October 21st episode of Rampage. Rampage. Fightful had learned recently that Willow had signed with the company in some capacity, but hadn't confirmed if it was tiered or full-time. But had it confirmed when she gained merch on the AEW shop. Then he goes on to say that when Willow finished up with MLW, they were under the impression it was not to sign full-time deal with another company. Fightful had also been told that as of this summer, hold on a second. They were told as of this summer, indie promotions didn't seem to have to clear her bookings with AEW directly. I hate when I get phone calls when I'm trying to do my reviews on the channel. That is so rude. People are so rude. They just don't care about anybody's YouTube channel or anybody's YouTube success. But anyways, regardless, the reaction internally to Willow's signing was very positive. End quote. We will have to wait and see how Willow Nightingale will fare in AEW as a permanent member of the AEW Women's roster. What is y'all's take on this new signing? Let me know. Folks, that's going to be it. That's going to do it. I'm getting out of here. Peace. I will see you guys in the live chat for NXT Halloween Havoc. See you guys then. Oh, and by the way, the most important thing is to always stay safe, always. No matter where you are, stay safe always and watch your surroundings. I will see you guys in the live chat for NXT Halloween Havoc tonight. See you guys then.